Monsters by Colin and Jacqui Hawkins. Beware the lonely road, beware the dark forest, beware the gloomy cave, for here lurks the beast. Hairy of leg, hairy of face, foul of breath, shambling and loping of gait, sharp in tooth and claw, beware the creature of darkness. A good description, you might think, of lots of things that go bump in the night. But this ancient text relates to creatures that are always described in hushed tones as gigantic, fearsome, dangerous, and wicked. Sometimes green and slimy with long, squirming tongues. Sometimes soft and squidgy with 4 eyes, 6 legs, and spitting poison. And sometimes coming from outer space. They are monsters. Welcome to the world of monsters. Who were they? Do they still exist? Where do they live? Do they have any friends? What and whom do they eat? Which are the worst monsters? Do you know a monster? All these and many more monstrous questions will be answered. Hairy, scary, and big. Do you know anyone with big, hairy feet? Huge, hairy monsters with enormous feet live in the forests of Canada and America. They're called Bigfoot or Sasquatch by the Native Americans. In 1924, Albert Ostman was carried off by a Bigfoot while he was camping.
Come on home and meet the folks.
Oi, let me go. Put me down.
Though luckily he managed to escape. He reported that the creature was about 3 meters tall, covered in reddish-brown hair, and had big, smelly feet.
Phooey.
We old woodsmen have a saying about that. All they monsters have a hairy belly. Their feet are huge and horribly, horribly smelly.
In Tibet, they call the hairy giant the Yeti, or abominable snowman. It lives high up in the Himalayan mountains.
This is an old Sherpa rhyme. You have to be sly to see a Yeti pass by. They live way up high and are very, very shy.
The Australians call their monster the Yowie.
We rangers say the Yowie likes a booze and then he has a snooze.
Howie, yowie.
Good on you, Roo.
Beware werewolves. A werewolf is a terrifying sight. Have you seen a man transformed into a ferocious wolf every full moon? There are several signs by which a werewolf can be recognized. Take a good look around you. Do you see anyone with eyebrows that meet in the middle? With small pointed ears? sharp fingernails, and, the surest sign of all, hairs in the palms of the hands? Are you weird enough to become a werewolf? If you are, there are various methods you can try. Roll in the sand at full moon.
It's working.
Eat wolfbane sandwiches for packed lunch or supper.
Give me a bite.
Drink from the same water as a wolf. Perhaps you could let us know if any of these work. St. Patrick cursed an Irish family who had upset him.
A curse on ye!
They became werewolves every 7 years for 70 years. It was rumoured that King John was a werewolf. Norman monks heard sounds coming from his grave. They dug him up and reburied him in unconsecrated ground.
King John was a hairy fellow, with teeth long and yellow. His breath was smelly and really foul, and every night you'd hear him howl.
Werewolves are hairy and very scary. The werewolf can be defeated by taking 3 drops of its blood while it's still in wolf form.
This won't hurt a bit.
Oi! Leave me blood alone!
An easier remedy is to shoot the wolf with a silver bullet. Or if you know his human name, call it out loudly 3 times. Failing all these, run! Sea monsters. In all the seas of the world dwell terrible, tentacled, squirming sea monsters and slippery, spitting sea monsters. They are the terror and the torment of all those who sail the 7 seas.
How do you suppose when a serpent grows, he tickles his toes and picks his nose? No one knows.
One of the largest sea serpents ever encountered met the Bishop of Uppsala in Sweden in 1555. He described it as a very big serpent indeed, at least 60 metres in length and some 6 metres round, with a mane of red hair.
I'd say it was possibly a Scottish or Viking serpent.
In the dark and gloomy mist, a sea serpent hissed.
I've just eaten up my brothers. Now I'll go and eat up mothers.
In November 1861, the crew of the French ship Electon battled with a huge sea creature.
Mon Dieu!
Mon Dieu! Mon Dieu! Mon Dieu! Mon Dieu! Mon Dieu! Mon Dieu! Yum yum, I just love French food.
The monster eventually made off, leaving behind an 8-metre length of its tail.
Boy, give me tail back.
Ah, well, you know what we ancient mariners say. Seaweed on the shore, monsters will roar. When the sea surf's white, monsters will bite.
Watery, weird, and warty. The best known of all water monsters is Nessie of Loch Ness in Scotland. She is a dreadful, slimy, slithering Scottish reptile
Possibly a plesiosaur.
with a long eel-like neck, enormous jaws, and powerful flippers. Nessie emerges from the deep, dark waters of Loch Ness to prey on American tourists who wear the wrong tartan.
I told you not to wear that kilt, Elmer.
In ancient times, this terrible beast would drag foolhardy, hairy Scottish swimmers down into the dark waters of the loch, never to be seen again. However, in the year 565, St. Columba commanded Nessie to be a good beastie. And thereafter she was, and left the swimmers alone. As far as we know.
Oh, he was such a spoil sport.
In 1934, one moonlit night, a student called Arthur Grant was riding home when he nearly ran into Nessie on his motorbike as she was crossing the road back to the loch.
Oh, hey, the new.
Ah, it's the beastie.
Why did Nessie cross the road?
I dinna ken.
To get to the other side.
Most gigantic of all sea monsters is the kraken. It is often as much as 1.5 miles long and frequently mistaken for an island.
Ah, well, when the kraken wakes, an island it fakes.
Hey.
Where did that come from?
Possibly the squashiest of the water monsters are the globsters. Shapeless, warty humps of green flesh covered in hair. They are found on Australian beaches and are often called Bruce or Sheila.
G'day!
G'day.
If they're trodden on, they can be very dangerous, especially if they go bright red.
If a globster you should see, watch your step and leave it be.
Baby globsters will sometimes be caught by swimmers. They are known as gobstoppers. Movie Monsters 1. Monsters are enthusiastic moviegoers. They often go to the cinema to watch themselves on the big screen. They stuff themselves with monster-sized buckets of popcorn, suck and slurp ice lollies, and guzzle big cokes. Have you ever sat behind anyone like that?
Scrunch, gobble, gobbled, slurp. It all ends in a burp.
Favourite monster movies are The Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Beast from 1000 Fathoms, The Abominable Snowman, The Thing from Outer Space, The Other Thing from Outer Space, Jaws, Alien, Godzilla, and The Blob. And why not?
Hollywood has had many famous monster movie stars, like King Kong the giant gorilla. He terrified New York, searching for his true love, the fair Fay Ray.
There once was a gorilla called King Kong, who was so very big and strong, he went for a walk and arrived in New York and caused the most monstrous ding-dong.
Oh, what a hunky monkey!
Hey, Faye, you've made my day.
The Blob is a jelly-like monster that blobbed and gobbled everything in its path, becoming bigger and bigger. The film has lots of sticky moments.
I'm just blubbing along.
Faster, Wilbur, faster! It's gaining!
I know!
Monsters 2. A nutty old German scientist called Dr. Frankenstein was a do-it-yourself maniac. He built his dream castle on the Rhine as a bolt hole, then made his own monster with bits and pieces he dug up. Frankenstein's monster was a simple but kindly fellow with a screw loose.
Pizza! Pizza, pizza! Pizza!
That was Frankenstein's monster stepping out for 2 Chilean tuna and cheese and pepperoni takeaway pizzas. The Fly is a horror film about a scientist who is half human, half housefly. This was caused by a fly getting into a teletransportation pod with the scientist. The result of this molecule mix-up was monstrous.
I wonder why I'm a fly. I don't chew the way you do. I just suck. Yuck.
Dr. Jekyll drank a potent potion which turned him into the gruesome Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde was a monster with superhuman strength. He could see in the dark, had hairs on his chest, long white teeth and curly hair.
See old Jekyll's been mixing his drinks again? Yeah, bad show, what?
Come and meet some more monsters on the other side of this tape. If you dare. Space monsters. In 1952, in Virginia, USA, a group of friends investigating a bright flashing light on a hillside were chased by a huge, floating, glowing space monster with bulging eyes and long tentacle-like fingers.
When space monsters glow, it's time to go.
Space monsters are reported to have visited Earth for thousands of years. In 1961, Joe Somontan of Wisconsin, USA, was visited in his back garden by little green men. They gave him a pancake and said it was their mission to seek out new worlds, to go where no little green men had gone before, and to start an intergalactic pancake delivery service.
Have a pancake, Earthman.
Huh?
Some space monsters are not so friendly. In 1954, a lorry driver in Venezuela stopped in surprise to see a strange, unearthly craft hovering over the road. Small, hairy monsters with glowing eyes emerged from the spacecraft and attacked the lorry driver.
Fly, Earthman, fly! Bye-bye!
Santa Maria!
Since then, the lorry driver has been wary of the small and hairy. Stranger than strange. Deep in the jungles of Madagascar grows a tree with long tendrils covered in sharp spines. Its branches reach out and entwine unsuspecting picnickers, their cheese and tomato sandwiches, and their smoky bacon crisps.
I love picnics.
We reach out and squeeze. We never say please. We are man-eating trees.
Well, I won't wee on that tree.
Once snared, its victims are dragged into its dark heart, never to be seen again. Never sit under this tree. It is the man-eating tree of Madagascar.
Yum, yum.
In Givaudan, France, between the years of 1764 and 1767, the countryside was plagued by a wild beast. It was bright red, covered in scales, with a mouth the size of a lion. It was the terror of the local shepherds, carrying off sheep, tourists, and croissants at every opportunity.
Ha ha! Sheep for tea!
Bah! Mon Dieu! Bah!
Oh, you bad beast! Très bad beast!
Isushi Gumo is a Japanese goblin spider with the terrifying ability to enlarge its horrible, hairy body at night.
Eek! Horrid spider!
Could this be the original Little Miss Muffet? Monstrous meals. Monsters are greedy gobblers. They believe in making a meal out of every mealtime. They shove enormous quantities of food into their ever-open, vast, dribbling jaws. Monster manners are dreadful. They slurp soup, chew with their mouths open, lick their plates, eat with their paws, and put their elbows on the table. They never say please, thank you, or excuse me, and they always burp.
Monster menus. Breakfast.
Vile boiled juice, orange or lemon.
Weetabix. Crunchy, wholesome bits of anything.
Cold lumpy porridge for the hairy hardy monster.
Snap, crackle and belch to wake you up in the morning.
Muesli for the healthy monster, containing dried maggots, yogurt-coated beetles, dried worms, and lice flakes.
Boiled bad eggs with toasted fingers. Dip and crunch.
Snacks.
Blood oranges.
Yeti yogurt.
Smoky bogey flavour crisps.
Lunch.
Snot sandwiches with granary bread.
Giant giblet burger, charcoal grilled.
Sliced snake salad.
Snail and salad cream sandwich.
Tripe and warm milk for the sickly monster.
Hot, thick, sick soup for the cold monster.
Croquet monster.
High tea.
Vomit vol au vent.
Snottage rolls.
Green Gilbert gatto.
Snail slime sponge cake.
Dinner.
Spit soup.
Shepherd pie made with 3 fresh shepherds.
Toad in the hole with mashed maggots.
Fried fingers with chips.
Hot potty pie with fried lice.
Squashed fly pie.
Mucus mousse.
Green mould jelly with frozen eyes cream.
Monsters at work. Even monsters need to earn an honest crust. Some professions have more monster appeal than others. Many monsters are attracted to teaching. They often reach the top as headmasters or headmistresses, commanding respect mingled with terror.
You horrible little monster!
Yes, sir.
Park keeping appeals to monsters. It's a healthy, out-of-doors occupation with plenty of exercise and the opportunity to meet lots of children.
Get off the grass!
Werewolves make dedicated night watchmen. They are physically well suited for this job, as they can see in the dark and move silently.
Nothing to it. I'll soon have his safe open.
Good evening!
Children who have nannies remember them well after they're grown up. This is not surprising, as lots of nannies are monsters. Hairy monsters make super nannies, as babies love to cuddle into their hairy chests.
Nanny knows best. You'll get a cold on the chest. Just put on a vest. Nanny knows best.
I love my nanny. She's so weird, especially when she shaves her beard. She really thinks it's such a lark to race me madly around the park.
Worst monsters. Every worst monster will always try its best to be the worst when the worst comes to the worst. Graffiti monsters who scrawl on the wall.
Monsters rule, okay.
Iger's got a big bum.
Monsters who never wash and never brush their teeth.
Do you know I've got bad breath and BO?
No?
Litter louts who throw litter about. Roadhog monsters.
Get out the way!
Smoking monsters. Warning, don't smoke or you'll croak. And lager lout monsters.
You
ugly monster.
Monstrous old jokes. Monsters love to cackle and titter. Here are a few old belly laughs and rib ticklers.
Here, can a monster without teeth bite you?
No. But it can give you a nasty suck.
Woof, that's right.
Oh no, am I too late for dinner?
Yes, everybody's been eaten.
What's big and ugly and red all over?
Oh, pardon me.
An embarrassed monster.
What do you do when you find a monster in your bed?
Sleep somewhere else.
Let sleeping monsters lie. Very true.
Look, Mum, I brought a friend home for dinner.
Good. Well, stick him in the oven then.
I don't think much of your wife.
Oh, never mind. Eat the vegetables instead.
What's big, green, hairy and smelly?
A monster's bottom.
And how?
Huh?
Monster rhymes. This little monster went to market. This little monster stayed at home. This little monster had roast beef. This little monster had none. And this little monster went wee-wee all the way home. Monday's monster's fair of face.
Aren't I pretty?
Tuesday's monster's full of grace.
Pum pum.
Wednesday's monster's full of woe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Thursday's monster's got far to go.
I've got a long way to go.
Friday's monster is loving and giving.
I love you. Have my best bone.
Oh, thank you.
Saturday's monster works hard for his living.
It's hard work, but I like it.
But the monster that is born on the Sabbath day is bonny,
I'm so bonny.
blithe,
I'm so happy.
good,
I'm so good.
and gay. There was a little monster who had a little wart right on the end of her nose. And when she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was monstrous! It is said that any monster bits that are chopped off a monster will reform into a complete monster again. You have been warned.